I feel like it made a difference and I feel different, so it's pretty good. My name is Philippe and I live in Burnaby in British Columbia, which is Vancouver. I'm a competitive swim coach. I do that not for the money. I do it because it's my passion. And so as a child and as a teenager, young adult, I was a competitive swimmer at higher levels. So I could eat anything and my health was always good because I exercised so much. Except that in my 20s, I found out that I had the congenital kind of defect with my heart. One valve isn't working properly and there's some issues with arrhythmia. So maybe a year or two after getting my delta, I started using it on my heart, and now I'm using it daily basically. Yes, my heart is getting stronger, but at the same time I've had issues with high blood pressure lately, and so I'm using the delta for that. And just to give you an example of how effective it is. So in February, when I bought a machine to take a look at my blood pressure, like myself, it was like 140 and over 160. So it was really high and like dangerously, like critical actually. It kind of started months before that, but so slowly that I could always kind of dismiss it and pretend it was not really there. But then in February, when I felt not good at all, and then I realized it was critical and dangerous, that I could die just because I'm stupid. So I admitted that I had a blood pressure problem, and I decided to do something about it. And I changed, a few things with diet, and I've been doing the treatment, the blood treatment and kidney treatment. And I took my blood pressure a few days ago. It was below the 120 and 80. So I was in the teens and in the 70s. So, and that's in, I don't know how many months. I'm not stopping the treatment, but I feel like it made a difference and I feel different. So it's pretty good. The big thing is that happened while owning my delta is, at first I didn't think to use it. I was like, I'm okay, I don't need to use it. But now if I burn myself, the first thing I think of is to treat myself, because I found out that the sooner I treat myself after a burn, the more effective it is and the quicker it heals. And the pain disappears it's almost instantly. And when I first started working with it, the only thing I could think of was a wart that was on my toe for more than 20 years. I decided to treat it without expecting anything. And with 3 months of treatment, that wart was gone without pain, without making it bleed, without digging, scratching at it, like I had done for 20 years. From that moment on, the effect of the delta didn't need to be proven. But it's not what needed to change for me to start using it as much as it can be used. Is here I needed to change with the blood pressure. I had an appointment at one point because I had an episode where I had been dizzy and I didn't know why, and it lasted several weeks. And I had gone to see a doctor, and the doctor had noticed that my blood pressure was higher, but I had completely dismissed it. And even after that visit to the doctor, I had checked at the pharmacy, it was high, I dismissed it again. And it took months before I got to that point where I talked about earlier in February. But really what happened on that day is, after taking the blood pressure test at home and realizing it was so high, then I had to make big changes. And even the decision to get the machine to check myself was a big step. I know I'm gonna die, and I don't know when, and I know it can be it could be even today. But it's while I'm here, do I want to live with being afflicted with dealing with blood pressure, or do I want to live a life that is more free or with less sticks in the wheels? So I think that's part of that shift. And as an athlete, there was no limit. I could just eat anything. It didn't matter because I exercised so much. And that kind of mentality has continued well beyond the years where I was training. There were periods where I was being more careful because I wanted to maintain a certain physical image. I used to run a lot, like 20 kilometers a day, but it was just so that I could eat and drink. Now I've come to a point where even to lose weight, I don't have the desire to exercise as much as I would need. And I think the catching up was this year.
Just to wrap it up, if you could say in a sentence what this coMra journey has meant to you. It fits in different places for different people.
It's really being more accountable, because in 2010, 11, when I first got the Delta, I still took my health for granted. And the Delta has slowly taking a bigger spot in my life, but it's been like step by step throughout those years. So it brought an awareness and a kind of like develop a relationship with my health that didn't exist before I had that. So that relationship was not existent because I had doctors that could take care of that for me. But slowly but surely over the years, that relationship with the Delta and my health, as I think it's more where it needs to be. So it's more like growing up, going from being a rebellious teenager, wanting life on my own terms, to like accepting that although I can do anything in life, I cannot do everything at once. There are choices to be made. So that's kind of like the journey so far.